Cara, and this is a yin sequence for letting go. Letting go around our hips, where we store a lot of tension, physical tension from either too much sitting or driving, cycling, running, things like that, or emotional tension. A lot of our emotional baggage gets held in our hips, and sometimes we may have felt that we've dealt with something from however long ago, and there's still residue of that tightening up into our hips. So this sequence is all about letting that go and feeling a little bit lighter and feeling a sense of space energetically, emotionally and physically. So we'll begin with a cross-legged position. You can come into a Sukhasana, either heels aligned, maybe sitting yourself up onto a cushion or block or a little blanket like I'm doing, or taking a more crossed at the ankles if that feels more comfortable for you. Once you've found your comfortable position, hands can come into your lap or onto the back of your knees. Close your eyes, and we'll begin just by grounding, allowing the weight to move down equally through your sit bones. The breath to slow down. Consciously relaxing your legs, the muscles around your hips. Sometimes all we need is permission to bring a bit of awareness there into the hips and already start to soften and feel that the knees can move a little closer down towards the floor. As you slow down your breath, each exhale, you begin to feel a little bit lighter. Breathing out any toxins, any toxic thoughts that might be weighing you down, just letting them go. Visualizing any physical tension in your body just starting to drift away, leaving you with more space to breathe a more deeply. And in this time that you're practicing, nothing else matters. Each exhale, we let go a little bit more. Take a couple more breaths here. You can always breathe out through the mouth. And let the jaw relax, the throat relax. And a sense of opening up through the heart space. And allowing your breath to flow naturally. And opening your eyes. We'll begin with swan, a sleeping swan pose. Beginning with your right leg coming forwards and your left leg is going to go back. So this is like our pigeon pose in our hatha practice. We can begin on hands and knees and slide the right knee forward, sliding the left leg back here into your swan position. Now we don't worry if we're collapsing a bit to the side, but if you feel like you're dropping all the way over to the side here, you might want some cushioning under your right hip, just to feel you've got some support there. You can play around with the positioning of this front leg. Again, you want to find where you can get sensation. We're looking for this strong sensation around the outer hip and then into the groin and through the front of your left hip, but not pain. So you don't want to feel that you're having to actively hold yourself in position or feel any pain either in the knee or hip or ankle. So use as much cushioning with any blankets or things that you might have, and have a little play around with your positioning. Once you've got that strong sensation but no pain, you can come forward into sleeping swan. Now, some of you may feel comfortable to come all the way down and rest the head onto the floor. Arms can stretch out. Or you can have a bent arm, maybe hands making a little pillow. Or if that feels like it's a little bit too strong to be all the way down there, maybe you've got something you can support your head with. It doesn't have to be a yoga brick, it might be a cushion, pillow or something. So long as you can still relax and feel the shoulders relaxing, and there's no effort to hold you in the pose. Once you've got that, you can start to relax, find stillness. I'm just going to stay here for a little while. If none of these options are available to you, you're feeling pain in your knee, then you can come to lie on your back and do a reclining pigeon. Otherwise, we try to stay with the sensation. Probably most of us are feeling it around this outer right hip, but it might be somewhere else in your body, and that's fine. So trying to keep your mind's eye focusing on that, peeling away each breath, taking you a little bit deeper. So there's no effort in your physical body. The more passive you are in these yin practices, the deeper you go into the pose, and the greater that sense of healing. So everything starts to open up, your energy starts to flow a little more easily through your body. So it might be some blocked energy there if you're holding on. You might already notice now that you're sort of gripping and holding, consciously relaxing and allowing yourself to become a little bit heavier. Your body sinking down towards the earth. So I'm going to be quiet now for a few moments to allow you just to make those observations in your body. Slow down your breath. So if your mind has wandered, bring it back to your body, whatever sensations you might be receiving. They might not be pleasant, as long as they're not painful, you try and stick with it. If you run away from those sensations, they'll still be there, they'll shout a little bit louder. And what we're aiming to do here in this hip opening practice is to let that go. So it will have to bubble a little to the surface in order to release it. So you're welcome to stay here for a little longer. You can always pause the video if you want to set your timer and hold this for another few minutes. You're welcome to. Otherwise, we start to exit now, coming up onto the hands. Very slowly moving, tucking the back toes as you start to transition into a downward facing dog. Have a little walk of your dog. It may feel a little bit wonky, but of course we've got the other side to do. So preparing for the other side, you may need to move some props and things around. And sliding this time your left leg forward, the right leg back, using any supports that you may or may not want to make it a little bit more comfortable. It doesn't mean we're getting rid of the sensations, but just any actual sort of pain. If you on a hard surface, you need a bit of padding to make that more comfortable. Adjusting this front foot if you want a slightly different angle, might depend on your ankle, your knee, your hip, whether you want stronger sensation. And then coming down maybe onto forearms, maybe using something for your head, or coming all the way down. Arms can stretch out, or you can bring your hands to support under your head. Respect your body. This side may be very different to the other side. Most of us have some imbalance here in the hips. May feel a lot more comfortable. You may want to see if you can slightly deepen that sensation by adjusting the angle of your leg. Or you may have some other discomfort or pain. You might need to adapt the pose a little bit. So listen to your body, respect your body, never expecting the same from one side to the other. Once you are in a position where you've got that strong sensation, no pain, we aim to relax, aim to keep still, avoid any sort of fidgets. So once you've got that, resting there, natural breath, and I'm going to be quiet for a few moments to allow you some time and space to observe what's going on in your body. You may notice once you start to relax that you go a little bit deeper than you might have expected. You can always remove or add props if you need to, but in between those adjustments, aiming to keep the body still so you can observe the flow of energy around your body. So that stillness in your external body will give you opportunity to observe the movement that is occurring internally. So it's perfectly normal to feel emotional as you start to let go and those emotions come to surface. You are ready to let that go, then allow that to discharge in whatever way it might surface for you. It might be a few tears, you might feel a change of temperature, might be different emotions coming to surface. Try and allow whatever that is to happen, and then start to feel it letting go, your body becoming more spacious, whatever was weighting you down starts to release. So if you want to stay here for a bit longer, it's fine. You can pause the video, set your timer, stay for another few minutes. Otherwise, we're going to exit now, bringing the hands to the floor, carefully making your way back into that downward facing dog. Take your time, the little pedal with the legs. When you're ready, coming back down to a seated position, into your Sukhasana. You can close the eyes and take a moment to observe how the body is feeling. It may feel a little different just after that one pose. You may already feel more space around your hips, or just a little easier to breathe more deeply now that you've let go. Our next pose is square pose, which you might know in your Hatha practice as fire log. And we have some options here. You're bringing your left leg underneath and your right leg on top. Now for some of you, we'll be able to stack that right foot on top of the left knee, and you'll see your shins more parallel with the top of your mat. You'll see a little triangle in the space between your legs as you look down. And this knee might be resting down there, or might be a bit higher up. That doesn't matter if it's a little higher up. You can always bring blanket or cushioning underneath. If this is not available and you're feeling a bit skew, maybe taking the foot a little bit further across, a little bit further down, sorry, so you can have a bit more space and you might find that's a little more comfortable. If that's still not available for you, then if you've got a brick, it doesn't have to be yoga brick, it might be something else that you could use in front of your left leg, and place your right leg on top, maybe with the blanket as well, and that might be where you're at today, and that's fine. If none of those options are available, stay in your Sukhasana instead. As we fold forwards, again, making conscious effort to relax into the hips. Allow your back to round. We aim for these rounded backs in our yin practice, and the arms just resting. I like to turn my palms up to encourage my shoulders to relax, and I prefer to have something to rest my head onto. Your head might be on the floor, so that's fine, you can go for that. Otherwise, we stay here and start to let go into the hips. This square pose is good for our liver chi. Getting the liver chi moving works through those that liver meridian, gallbladder meridian. And when liver chi is flowing more efficiently through the body, it brings a general sense of harmony and overall well-being. So even if we're not sure what it is that we're releasing from the hips, as we let that go and get that energy moving, we just start to feel overall a little bit more balanced, a little bit more refreshed. I'm going to be quiet now for a minute so you can really absorb yourself into the pose, observe those sensations. Even if they're not pleasurable sensations, try and stay with it. So if you want to stay here for a bit longer, that's fine. Pause the video, set your timer and stay there for a couple more minutes. Otherwise, we gently come back to seated. Take a breath in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Feel a little bit lighter. Carefully bringing your hands behind you as you unravel your legs, feet grounding into the floor. Window wiper your legs, knees one direction, head and shoulders moving the opposite direction. Gentle movement, releasing into the hips as we prepare for the other side. So this time exactly the same, but with your right leg on the bottom and left leg on the top. Although it might not be exactly the same with your hips. May need something different with your props, so make those adjustments with your blankets and cushions either between the leg or that modification there with the foot onto a prop if that's necessary. Really take a breath in. As you exhale, relax the muscles around your hips, finding a soft natural curve to your back as you fold forwards. Oops. Once you're in position, stay nice and still and observing whatever sensations you're receiving, whether they are comfortable or not. As long as you're not in pain, we try and stick with these sensations. We know that we can get past that initial holding on and start to let go around the hips, let the energy start to flow, that liver chi flowing. We'll start to feel a sense of harmony, relaxation in the body. Get rid of any anger, any rage. Sometimes that might surface a little bit as it disappears as you start to let that go. Stuff can be stored in there that we didn't really know about, that has been kept locked into those hips. If you're feeling it particularly tight, then take some breaths out through the mouth. You can always stay up here, don't have to be folded forward. This might be strong enough up here. So stay where you've got that strong sensation, but you're able to stay still and slow down your breath and feel these layers starting to let go. So I'm going to be a little bit quiet now and leave you to your observations. And gently start to bring yourself up to seated if you folded forward, or if you want to stay for a couple more minutes, go ahead. Otherwise, when you are ready to exit, we'll take those same window wipers that we did just a moment ago. Very gentle movement, just releasing again any tension from the hip joint. So we're going to finish with, well, a choice of two poses. I'll give you a choice of two. You can either come down onto your back for a reclined butterfly. So as you lie onto your back, you bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out to the side. allowing the heaviness of your legs to open up through the hips. The arms can rest to the floor. You might want to have your hands resting onto your body. If you feel like it's hurting your low back, you just play around with feet either going further away or closer in. You can have a little play around with that position, and once you'll feel the strong opening here through the inner thigh and groin, but no pain. And you can completely let go and relax here. If you have a wall space, like quite a large wall space like I have, and you want to take an inversion to finish this practice, then instead of your reclining butterfly, you can move yourself to a wall space. I'm going to have my blanket here as well. Don't have to have your blanket, but it's a little bit more comfortable on the floor. And as you come to your wall space, you're taking your legs up the wall and we'll come into a inverted dragonfly with the legs straddled out, relaxing the toes, relaxing the feet, relax your legs. You can really let go here and allow the wall to support you. Again, you'll be feeling that same opening through the inner thigh, groin, as the hips open, liver chi flowing up to the inside of the legs. Hands either to the floor or onto your body, or maybe letting them rest to the floor above your head if that's comfy on your shoulders. We'll get a little bit of heart and lung energy flowing as well here. And completely letting go. You're fully supported by the wall and the floor. Allow yourself to relax. Every muscle in your body relaxing. Body becoming a little bit heavier. So if you've gone for this option, you can stay where you are. So either your reclined butterfly or your inverted dragonfly, whichever one you've chosen. Close your eyes. Or use an eye pillow or something you can cover your eyes with. Take a breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Feel any tension that's releasing from your body down into the earth. Letting go around the hips. Starting to notice a more easygoing attitude spreading through your body. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment to allow you to rest. You're welcome to stay here for a couple minutes more. When you're ready to exit, whichever pose you're in, just start to draw the knees together, bending the knees in towards your chest. And give yourself a little cuddle. Take your time to slowly come up to a comfortable seat. Take your time, there's no rush. Once you have arrived into a comfortable seat, you can take a moment to meditate on your new lightness, that new space around your hips, that sense of letting go. Take a big breath in, exhale through the mouth. Namaste.